In late January 2026, the U.S. Department of Justice published a massive tranche of documents tied to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, fulfilling part of the requirements of the Epstein Files Transparency Act passed by Congress in November 2025. The release, consisting of roughly 3 million pages, including 2,000 videos and 180,000 images, has reignited political and legal controversies, spotlighting Epstein's extensive contact with elites and the unresolved questions surrounding his network. Document contents and newly disclosed details. The newly released files include a wide range of material from past investigations into Epstein and his associate Ghislaine Maxwell, who is serving a 20-year sentence for sex trafficking crimes. According to DOJ officials, the documents stem from multiple federal cases and FBI inquiries spanning years. Among the contents, communications between Epstein and billionaires and public officials, such as emails involving Elon Musk and Howard Lutnick discussing social visits, including potential trips to Epstein's private island. A spreadsheet of unverified tips and allegations that mention former President Donald Trump, compiled by the FBI's National Threat Operations Center. DOJ officials describe these referrals as unverified and non-actionable. Material tracing Epstein's connections with other prominent figures in politics, business, media, and royalty, though not all mentions imply wrongdoing. Trump's mentions and official reactions. Documents released in this batch mention Trump more than 1,000 times, reflecting correspondence, references, or FBI notes rather than established evidence of criminal conduct. Some of these involve unverified allegations of sexual misconduct cited in FBI logs, although none have resulted in legal action and many are described as lacking corroboration. Trump and his team continue to deny any improper involvement with Epstein's crimes and assert that the records absolve him. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, who led the Trump administration's oversight of the release, emphasized that while the documents contain troubling photos and communications, they have not produced sufficient evidence to justify new prosecutions. Blanche stated that the department's review is effectively complete, and he dismissed claims that Trump was being shielded from scrutiny. Political fallout and public debate. The release of the files has provoked sharp political reactions. Democratic lawmakers, including Representative Jamie Raskin and Representative Ro Khanna, criticized the partial release as incomplete, accusing the Justice Department of effectively covering up aspects of Epstein's network and withholding material that might expose powerful figures. A recent Wall Street Journal review found that the Justice Department failed to properly redact the names of at least 43 victims, exposing sensitive personal information and prompting distress among survivors. Republicans, including House Speaker Mike Johnson, defended Trump and framed the disclosures as politically motivated attacks, even as they sought to reassure supporters that the former president did nothing wrong. Public opinion appears sharply divided, with polls indicating widespread skepticism about the government's transparency and handling of the Epstein files. For instance, a CNN poll showed only a small fraction of Americans were satisfied with the current release process, while many believed information was being withheld. Broader impacts. The Epstein file publication has had international repercussions as well. In Slovakia, an official resigned after photos and emails show continued engagement with Epstein long after his criminal conviction. In Britain, officials have urged former Prince Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor, whose name appears in correspondence with Epstein, to cooperate with U.S. authorities. What comes next? The Justice Department insists it has complied with the Epstein Files Transparency Act by publishing millions of pages of records, but critics argue that only about half of the identified material has been made public. Some lawmakers are pushing for access to unredacted versions and continued oversight, and victims' advocates remain concerned about the long-term impact on survivors and potential for additional revelations as media and legal teams pore over the files.